Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Deal, academic writing coach and published researcher. Nobody told me there was a difference between a finished manuscript and a submittable one. Do you know the difference? Let's turn the question of, is your manuscript ready to submit, into 3 questions, not 1. Most writing advice treats readiness as a yes or no question. It isn't. It's 3 separate questions, and confusing them could be why people sit on finished drafts for months. First, is the manuscript complete? Second, is this the right journal? And a third one, usually not named. Are you actually done, or are you waiting to feel ready? Let's go through all 3. First, is it complete? Complete doesn't mean perfect. It means every section is doing its own job and nothing more. 3 checks. Does your introduction say what this paper contributes, not just what the topic covers? Does your discussion interpret your findings instead of restating them? Can you trace your core argument clearly from the first paragraph to the last? If yes to all 3, the manuscript is structurally complete. What's left is whether you're treating completion as a destination instead of a next step. There's a type of revision that moves a manuscript forward, and there's a type that just performs motion. The one more pass loop looks like real work. Read it again, adjust a sentence, change it back. 6 weeks later, it's still almost ready. The reference spiral is a close cousin. There's always one more source, always a newer paper to check. Adding citations is easier than deciding the argument is finished. Here's the tell. If your last 3 edits were things a reviewer would barely notice, word choice, flow, a subheading, you've stopped revising. You're just waiting. Okay, second question. Is this the right journal? Journal selection isn't about finding the highest ranked option. It's about finding the best fit for this specific paper. Most papers aren't suited for top-tier journals, and that has nothing to do with the research being weak. The claim is often too narrow, the evidence is more specific, the argument is doing something particular. That is what most peer review research actually looks like. Start with your own reference list. The journals that publish the work most central to your argument are already, in a sense, in conversation with yours. It's a short list, not a guarantee, but it's more aligned than a ranking table. Here's a story. A former student of mine ran her abstract through several journal finder tools and kept getting urban sustainability journals back. Her paper's core contribution was methodological, not substantive. The tools weren't wrong. Her abstract was describing a different paper than the one she'd actually written. Journal selection isn't just logistics. It's a diagnostic. If the matches keep coming back wrong, it's not the tool's fault. It's your abstract telling you something the manuscript still needs. Check out my free Find Your Journal interactive tool to match with your best fit journal. The link is in the bio. Third question, and it's the one most writing guides skip entirely. Are you done, or are you waiting to feel ready? Those are not the same thing. Readiness isn't a feeling that shows up on your schedule. It's not something an advisor or colleague can hand you. No one's going to give you permission to submit your own work. And if you notice yourself hoping they will, that's worth sitting with, because that's not a manuscript problem. Now, it's totally normal to feel that way, but spoiler, only you can give yourself permission to be ready. Journal indecision often isn't about the journal. Researching options instead of submitting, comparing impact factors, starting a new shortlist, all of that can be the same avoidance wearing a productive looking outfit. You probably already knew which journal was right 2 weeks ago. The research since then hasn't been about finding a better answer. It's about not committing to the one you have. Because choosing makes submission real, and submission makes rejection possible. Here's another spoiler. Rejection is part of publishing. We all experience it. I want to be direct about this part. Rejection is not a judgment on your research. It's information. But the odds of getting your paper published are better than most researchers assume, particularly when the paper actually fits the journal it's going to. So here's where that leaves us. Submit the manuscript that is structurally sound, clearly argued, and aimed at a journal whose recent issues actually look like your work. That's the step forward. Everything past that point, the one more pass loop, the reference spiral, the fourth round of journal research, is revision performance. It looks like diligence, it functions as delay. So which loop has held you longest? The one more pass, the reference spiral, or waiting for someone else's permission to hit submit? Tell me which one and how long it kept you there. Put your comments below. If you want help with the second question, grab my free Find Your Journal template. The link's in my bio. Come find me on LinkedIn too. This video complements Draft It, the essential 10-week workshop, a self-paced tutorial to draft your journal paper from abstract to conclusion. Draft It covers topics including how to structure your journal paper, articulating your core argument, writing and refining your introduction and literature review, basic contents and organization, concluding and finishing. It includes but goes beyond the standard IMRAD content. Remember, IMRAD is the acronym for the standard journal selections that include introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Draft It helps you tackle the two most fundamental, essential, critical elements of what elevator research report into a publishable journal paper: a clearly articulated core argument and the structure that supports your entire paper. So if you're ready to publish it, register for Draft It. Register for the self-paced course and you'll have unlimited access so you can start anytime, now, next month, or next year. Find the link in my bio. Thank you for watching this video. Check out my other videos on publishing your research in a peer-reviewed journal paper. Be sure to subscribe as I upload new content monthly.